What's up guys, Krāze here, and today is my birthday. Yes it is, and I'm doing something awesome for you. What is that? I'm getting videos in front of every one of these sculptures that are like this. I'm in Borrego Springs, and I'm going to be relating this to something business-minded. What that is, that's coming up later on, but for right now, you're taking a look at an elephant. Yes, you are. Now, what does this have to do with business? That's the fun part. You got to stick around for that. This is one of many, so stay tuned. And this isn't the last, this is just the first. That's right, and we're at the elephant now. Elephants, woolly mammoths, whatever you want to call them, they're very large, they're big, and they're bold, and they're strong. Strength. Strength is what you need in business. If you don't have strength, your business is going to crumble. Yes, it is. So this is extremely important because any business must have strength. It must have inner strength, and it must appear to have strength on the outside. If you don't look like you have strength, there might be a problem. But if you don't have strength on the inside with your management, with your executive team, with your employees throughout the business, then there's a much bigger problem because things will fail. Without a team, business is gonna fail. A team is built with strength and it's built with cohesiveness. Yes, so having that strength to carry on and to move farther in business is crucial. So what does this represent? This represents strength. This video and this section of the video is about strength, okay? I'm Krāze. Until the next portion of this, or chapter if you will, here we go. And here we are. We're at another one, and this is the eagle. Yes, I'm Krāze. That's an eagle, just in case you forgot. But what does this represent? This represents awareness. Eagles must be extremely aware of their surroundings, of their environment, of everything on the ground, and they have to take a look at everything from a bird's eye view. So this one represents awareness. Why is that? As a business, you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your market. You need to be aware of your customers. You need to be aware of your competitors. You need to be completely aware of your position in your market. Because if you're not, somebody else is. The second that you lose the awareness, or that you lose strength, or you lose anything else that I've talked about in this video, your competitors are going to come up and your competitors are going to win. That's just how business works. It's a game. If you're playing in a game, the last thing you want to do is have your competitor get the upper hand. The same thing with an eagle. An eagle, the second that it's not aware, something else like a vulture or something else is going to come in and it's going to get it. This is the game. Business is just like a real life game with actual living creatures. A business is a living and breathing thing because you are running the business, your employees are running the business, people are running the business, and you guys are living, breathing organisms. Therefore, awareness, you must stay aware of everything. Take accountability and take a list. Make a list. What's your competitors? What's your position in the market? What is your value proposition? What are you offering your customers that your competitors aren't? If you don't know what that is yet, what's your competitors offering their customers? What can you do to make that better? What can you do to package that and make that a better value? A better value doesn't necessarily mean a better price. A better value can be a package deal. You can offer the same thing, but what else are you going to give with it? A free ebook, a free something else? You know, there's other things that you could bundle with that to make it more valuable. How can it save your customers time? How can it save your customers headache? And how can it solve one of their problems? You do one of those three and you add some value to that. Now you are in a better position, and all of that is done by being aware. This is awareness. Krāze here, next video. That's right, Krāze. And this is a serpent. What does a serpent represent in business? Creative. The serpent represents being creative. Actually, it's creative and fertility, but fertility really doesn't apply to business. I mean, unless you want to make it apply. But what actually does apply is being creative. If you're not being creative, then you're stalled. Think about a car that's on an uphill and it's just in neutral. You're not going anywhere. You might actually be going back. So if you're not being creative, you're not going to gain that competitive edge against your competitors. Being creative has many different facets to it, and what that means is this. You have to be creative to think outside the box. You have to be creative to solve solve problems with new solutions, okay? People that are creative, the outsiders, like an Elon Musk coming into the automotive industry, disrupts it, changes it. He's being creative. He doesn't just go in and follow the trend. Now, don't get me wrong on this. Following a system is good because systems are proven to work, but being creative, creating new systems, and thinking outside the box is going to take your company to the next level. So in business, being creative is ultimately important. So it's just as important as everything else, but when you have to be creative, when you get pushed to your extremes, when you get pushed to your limits, being creative and solving those problems with new creative solutions is going to do wonders, and it's going to set you way ahead of your competitors. You know why? Because just as with business as with people, unfortunately, and that is path of least resistance. So if you have multiple different ways to go, the average human being, and it's almost built into our human nature, is that you want to go the path of least resistance. People are going to do what has always worked. There's not a lot of people that are going to take risks. There's not a lot of people that are going to think outside the box. There's not a lot of people that are going to assess problems and try to solve those problems with different new creative means and try to find new resolutions for those. But guess what? If you're the one that does that, then you're multiple steps ahead of your competitor and you have that competitive edge. So the Serpent, be creative. Krāze, we got more videos coming up. Krāze! Just in case you didn't remember me from the last video. This is a tortoise. Personally, I have a vendetta against these things because I lost on total blackout because we miscalculated the tortoise. Yes, I thought it was like 80 years old and it was actually 7 years old. Now, why is a tortoise so important? Tortoises are important because of this. Slow and steady wins the race, and that works every time. Just because a competitor might get quicker, might be quicker to something, might do something first, learn from their mistakes. If you do it slower, but you do it better, then you're gonna learn from the mistakes, and somebody else can pave the way. You can come in after them and clean up shop, just like that. So remember, slow and steady wins the race. A tortoise, they're slow, but they stay focused. Don't ever lose sight of your competitors or of what your customers' needs are and the solution that you're bringing to solve those needs for the customer. Do it slowly, but do it steadily and stay focused. Slow and steady wins the race. Krāze here, and what is this? This is some crazy warrior, just unique looking piece. Not only does this remind me of Empire of the Sun, who is one of my dearest clients, and of course we've worked well together over the past many years, which this does remind me of Empire of the Sun because they do wear something like this in one of their unique performances. But this is unique and it's a warrior. So if I have to relate this to something, this is going to be stand out, be unique, be yourself, solve your customers' problems with a better solution, and just do it consistently and with confidence. The warrior. That's right, Krāze here, and we're with the off-road Jeep. Ironic enough, the shirt says Jeep. My girlfriend got it for my birthday, and they are one of my clients. Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, they're all the same. I do have a Dodge, more on that car later on. Super cool. But that's not what this video is about. The video is about, what does this mean in the background? What is this? This is taking risks. Off-roading is like taking risks. When you off-road, you're going off the beaten path and you're taking a complete risk of the unknown into the unknown. And that's something that you have to do with business. If you don't take risk in business, then you're gonna be the same. You're in the sea of sameness with everybody else. So do yourself a favor, take those risks. Don't always follow what the path is, what the system is, what the path that lays ahead, okay? Sometimes you just gotta go off of it. And I've had to do that many times in my businesses, and it was scary. It is gonna be scary, but guess what? That's what gets you ahead. And that's what gets you a step further and a step in front of the competition. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor when you're in business, in your business, whatever you're doing, take risks. Risk will pay off. Like I said in other videos, you win and you learn. It's never a loss, so you never lose. You're always learning. If it's anything, it's a learning lesson. So think about that. This is off-roading. This guy could snap an axle at any minute. One of the tires could burst at any minute, but guess what? Are you gonna look at the glass half empty and let that hold you back? Or is that something that you're gonna say, you know what? This is a setback, and now I'm gonna slingshot ahead. That's a plug for a future book, but that's why I'm saying it, because I'm copywriting that name. Setback, slingshot, a whole nother video on that. What is this? This is a Jeep going off-roading. As you can see, Galetta Meadows right there. I'm Krāze, Jeep, shout out one of my clients, and today's my birthday, if you didn't know that already on the videos that I'm posting. More videos to come. Ready, set, stay tuned. Yes, here we are back in another video. And what am I standing in front of now? A T-Rex. What does a T-Rex represent? Fierce and relentless. Those are the first two things that come to mind. And in business, you gotta be fierce to go after the competition before your clients do, or before your customers do, or before your competition gets to your customers. But first and foremost, you gotta be relentless. You're gonna have things that are gonna knock you down. You're gonna have things that are gonna get in the way. You're gonna have setbacks, but you gotta move forward. You gotta relentlessly continue to provide value for your customers. You gotta relentlessly continue to provide competition for your competition. And you gotta relentlessly and continuously make your product and your services better, faster, and more efficient so your clients get a better result continuously. The second they don't get a continuously better result, then you're stagnant and somebody else is gonna come up, your competition is gonna come up, and they're gonna take you out. So what does this represent? This represents fierce, and this represents being relentless. Be relentless in your business. Don't get knocked down, don't get pushed around. Do the pushing, do the knocking, take control of the situation. You have proactive people and you have reactive people. To be a good business and to be a good businessman or woman or whoever you are, you have to be proactive. Being proactive is being relentless. So be relentless, be what this is right here, be a T-Rex in your business, and take charge. I'm Kris Krāze. That's right, Kris Krāze back with you here. And what do we have? More dinosaurs, except this one is piggybacking on its mother. What does this have to do with business? Piggyback on good ideas and make them better, okay? Kind of like a mother raises her siblings, if you will. I was gonna say her son or daughter, whatever she is. Like a mother raises them, you learn, okay? We're not looking at it from the parent's perspective, we're looking at it from the kid's perspective. The kid's piggybacking on the mom to get the good ideas, okay? Take the good ideas, redo them, make them better, make them faster, make them more efficient, and then you're going to be better than the average, okay? This kind of is like the key here. This is the theme for all these videos. Better, faster, stronger, more efficient. You get the point here. Piggyback off the good ideas. Piggyback off the systems. Franchises work because systems are in place. So when new locations open up, they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They don't. The system's already there. They're just piggybacking off the system and making things run efficiently. Efficiency would be this one if I have to pick any of them. What are your thoughts? Leave comments below on anything with these videos. I'm Kris Krāze. We got more videos coming up. That's right, Kris Krāze. And what is this? This is a camel. Whatever you think it represents, to me, it represents being thirsty, because I'm thirsty as hell right now because I'm in the desert, haven't had much to drink. It's like 90-something degrees out here in Borrego Springs, but guess what? I see this, and this reminded me, stay thirsty in business. As long as you're thirsty, as long as you're seeking the next something, the next adventure, the next product, the next solution, the next whatever it is for your customers, you're gonna stay thirsty and you're gonna continue to provide value for your customers and your clients. So as long as you stay thirsty, your business stays relevant, your clients stay satisfied, and things just keep moving along. Stay thirsty, stay like this camel and stay thirsty. I don't know if they're thirsty or not in the desert, but that's what I think. When I see a camel, I think a Sahara desert, no trees, no nothing out there, double negative, and being thirsty. So stay thirsty in your business. Thirst. Stay thirsty. Kris Krāze. That's right, guys, Kris Krāze here, and that about wraps it up for Borrego Springs. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was my birthday, so I'm doing this for you, like I said, and all of the different sculptures that you've seen and creative designs and all of that actually means something. It's so awesome. Whoever did that, thank you for having those out here in this hot, hot, hot desert. It's so hot. Yes, but the purpose of this was a learning lesson, and every single one of those had an impact, not on just me, but I hope it had an impact on you as well. That was the purpose of it today. As you can see, this is wide open out here, and this just represents openness. I don't resent anything, but this represents openness. Be open, stay strong. Kris Krāze. Next video, I'm out.